We have a great product in the shop that we're excited to share with you. Check it out on our site.
My childhood is over. Now I'm being hunted.
Looks like the Undead Boys Club is up for a late-night snack.
Everyone was learning to master their powers.
I'm gonna need some weapons. And fast. Don't worry. I'll go easy on you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? So, as you can see, we are live and all that good stuff. And if you haven't already, go to akachicomics.com and get your copy of Souls of Chaos, The Extraordinary Messiah, Void Beast, and all of those good books. They're all digital right now. I'm not doing any physical ones except for like cons and stuff. Got a lot of business stuff going on and all that fun stuff and everything. So today I'm gonna go over a few things, but I'm trying to keep it fun and all that good stuff today. So there was a bunch of entertainment that popped out this week. Like there was Prey, there was a new Ninja Turtles movie, there was Sandman, and there was Paper Girls. Now, out the gate, I didn't get to Sandman yet. I didn't get to that one yet, so I'm probably gonna try that one tonight. I've had the fair. My daughter had me eating bugs, all kind of wild stuff, but I had fun with them. So I'll get to Sandman a little bit later tonight. So nothing about that. No, nothing about that. And I figured the reason why I'm doing this one is because I figured I would talk more on some of the stuff that I had issue with. Because when I put it on Facebook and stuff, even the people that are supposedly not whiners and don't speak on such issues and stuff, they still get the say whining and saying goofy shit. But I don't think this is gonna help either. So it is what it is. I'll start with Paper Girls. So Paper Girls is a new show on Amazon, and I believe it was a comic. I don't know nothing about it like that. So I could be off. I could be whatever. But so far, I watched like 1.5 episodes. I fell asleep. But so far, that was good. That was good. I could already tell Tiff and who was it? The girl with the short hair. I'm already knowing they're gonna be two of my favorite characters. And so far, it's basically about time travel. Everything looked kind of cheap, but the story is what still got me. The connection between the young girls and how they were all acting with each other, even though they didn't really know each other. That was something that I liked out the gate. Like I like one state because all of them is called Paper Girls because the gist of it so far is like they went back in the past somehow, some alien or something happened, and all of the girls were paper girls. They delivered papers, so it was 4 of them, and so far from the moment that they met each other till they end up in the other, I forgot what was her. It was the Asian girl, and her family was cool. Was it Kaylee? I believe something like that. Y'all will correct me. Y'all correct me. So y'all will yeah. 'Cause, 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 Okay. That was a little weird, but that everything so far with that seems cool. I was messing around with this side thing to figure out why is that comment not popping up, because everything is seeing it right now. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? I'll learn more of that. So if I'm doing some goofy stuff, that's my fault. But everything with Paper Girls seemed cool. I liked how they all stood up together. I like how the girls worked well with each other, even though they had just met, because it was every situation was like, we had to work together or we in trouble. Like in the first 30 minutes. And I enjoyed that. It was like, hey, we got to go over here because somebody's messing with this girl. Hey, somebody's messing with this girl. These boys are messing with them after the day after Halloween. They call it Hell Day or something like that. But like, I enjoyed that because it's like, yo, we in this situation and you knew, come on with us and we're going to go help this other girl. I enjoyed that. So Paper Girls was one of the ones that I really liked. I want to see how that how it ends. So I'm not going to talk too much about that one because I began to start after what was it? WandaVision. I would kind of talk like episode by episode. And folks just had the most issues with that, and I didn't understand why. Because to me, while watching something or reading something, you can judge it by certain points. Like if you're one episode in, you can judge it by that. Now, your judgment isn't complete because you haven't seen everything. But if it hasn't kept you up to that point from that one episode or whatever, from however you feel personally, not the rest of us, not the interwebs, not all of that, but you can judge it from the first 15 minutes or whatever. But like I said, it's not going to be complete. Neither was my judgment. My judgment on everything wasn't complete because I didn't watch everything. But you can judge a thing by 5, 10, 15 or one episode. You know what I'm saying? You can do it. After WandaVision, people got salty about it because from the first episode on to what was that, like 9 episodes, 8, something like that. It wasn't the usual 6, I don't believe. It could have been. I'm tripping. I don't. Y'all will correct me as always. I didn't keep up with all that. But episode by episode, I was like, this isn't all that great to me. And even at the end, it still wasn't. There were key points that I liked, but it wasn't that great. And so I like to try to judge a thing by watching everything, but then sometimes I will go episode by episode. So, but Paper Girls is cool so far. So I ain't gonna go too much on that. So the next up is the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Rise, the movie. I believe that's how it went. My daughter had me watch that, and the show came up on Netflix. To give a little backstory on this one, the show came up on Netflix. This was the one. It was Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This was the one that people were kind of griping about back in 2018, 2017, something like that. But I watched this one, and I watched it on Netflix a couple of days ago, and then my 9-year-old daughter, she's going to be 10 this year. I say that because she's the one that keeps reminding me. She got onto it, and she likes this one better than the last one that came out, which is the one my 17-year-old daughter likes. And then I'm more partial to the original one. So this is like 3 different generations of Ninja Turtles. And so I started watching Rise of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles a couple of weeks ago. I didn't finish it. I just started 1 or 2 episodes. Like, okay, it's cool. And then so she started watching it. She blew through them on Netflix. She just blew through them. It was like 26 something episodes, and I done seen some of them like 8 times already because she keeps watching it. So the new movie that came out on Netflix Friday, I told her we were going to watch it, so we watched it Friday morning. I made a post about it, and I said that everybody was like, "Oh yeah," people were like, "I want to see it. I'm going to I got to watch the other episodes of season 2 and stuff." And I told folks, I was like, I want to too, but she ain't gonna let me. She's not gonna give me time. And sure enough, 7 o'clock in the morning came. I had to do daddy shit because my son done got the toilet all clogged. So I'm plunging that for whatever. Then I sit down to talk about some stuff that's going on business wise. It's like I told her I was gonna get up and watch it. She came, see me not sitting down ready, started watching the movie without me. So I'm like, Jesus, I had to go up there, tell her to turn it off, come back and up to watch it. So here's the thing about that movie and that show. There was a lot of craziness, like people like Raph can't be the leader, this and that and everything. That show, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, is goofy, is all outdoors. And I'm just like, I'm digging it. Like I've seen the complaints about that one a few years ago, and I didn't say too much because I didn't know. Like I was like, I don't know, I didn't know. But the animation is wild. It's funny seeing all of them kind of change, especially like Raphael and Leonardo. But in the end, it worked out for me because it was kind of like Leonardo growing to what he was in some of the other ones. But as far as Raphael being the leader, I can believe it because it was always like this back and forth with him and Leo and some of the other ones, kind of like how they should do certain things, and that was cool. It's just goofy. So, but watching the movie, getting to the movie, this is they've introduced the Krang. The Krang come, starred issues with everything. The music was on point for the most part with everything that went on with the Ninja Turtle movies. I didn't have no issues with that or everything. And the basic of the basis of this one is like Casey has to go back to the past to stop some stuff to happen in the future with the Krang busting them all upside the head and killing everybody. He goes back. Leo done messed up everything because he done got the key stolen by the Foot Clan, and they're going from there. And if I haven't said this already, it's a good chance I'm going to spoil things that you have not. I hate saying this so much. It's a good thing. It's a good chance I'm going to spoil things that you have not seen. So leave. Like I tell people all the time, with me, I'm going to talk about everything because it's just what it is. I ain't built that skill yet. So it is what it is. I'm just going to talk about everything. I may not go deep in depth, but it's a good chance I'm going to talk about some stuff that you may not want to know. So if you have not seen it, you want to see it, everything from this on the Prey and everything. If you have not, just go ahead and get it. So, Leo ruins everything. Raph is in his butt about it. That's what's happening. Now, the thing about this is that with this Ninja Turtle movie, the thing that I liked the most about this was the fact that I felt like it was a good chance they were going to lose one of them or something along the way. Like they had already showed that they lost everything. Now, even though I understand it's a children's movie, I understand all of this stuff about this new Turtles movie. I understood that. But the whole time it kept me because I didn't know if they were going to lose anybody. And I feel like for me, with the Ninja Turtles, that's always been one of the things about the Ninja Turtles that I've watched all the a majority of the movies since the 80s. And I've always felt like it's a good chance they might lose they might lose one of them because I know in the comics and such it has happened. Like this person is beat up. This person's shell is cracked and they out for it's been out for they've been out for a while. Like their shell gets cracked, I know they're out. They die. Even with the last Ronin, Mikey is the last one alive. That's in the books. And so I felt like watching this children's movie, and the whole time I was like, oh man, this is gonna happen. Okay, they got Raph. Oh man, okay, they almost got this person. Okay, I don't know what's going on. And the whole time it kept me engaged to where I didn't know if they were going to lose one of the turtles. And I found myself kind of like, oh God, no. And so Raph gets taken out of the main part. Leo and them have to go find him, and okay, I'm thinking, what's going on? What's happening? And the thing about it is, I was like, why didn't Leo at the beginning I was like, why didn't Leo tell tell Casey, hey, I'm the one that I was goofy back then. I didn't do the right thing. Go find me before I mess this up. That was my only thing. Like, you knew you didn't, you messed this up, unless it happened different in the past from theirs, but that seems to be the beginning from when they got the key, put it on, and then they went there. But they changed everything from there on out. I'm gonna get the prey and everything. So I'm like, I don't know if God bless God, it's on my YouTube page now. That the full animation is on my YouTube page. So I already have that out. So you can see that on there. So I was like, why didn't Leo do that? But outside of that, everything was cool. I like that Mikey heard what he could do, and he just kept going through it. And it was like, look, I'm gonna use these magic hands no matter what. I like that Leo understood what was happening. This April was one of my favorites so far. So I ain't telling nothing about her. I like her. And Splinter's just goofy as hell. But the whole thing with the Krang was just, it was kind of weird seeing three of them. So I was like, okay, but that was whatever. And just showing them that powerful, I was like, man, is this the vision they had for the Krang before? Because I remember Krang being powerful, but and I was also thinking, I was like, man, where is Shredder at? Because I know in the show it's a little bit different. All right, Shredder wouldn't have had none of that. He would have been like, nah, y'all ain't doing all this. So I'm gonna have to poke one of y'all in the back. Y'all doing too much. So that was whatever. And then just the fact that watching the dynamic between Leo and seeing him come into more his serious role, I thought that was cool too. So we go from you losing Raph to them going through it, and then all of them having these situations where they almost could have got jacked up. Whether it was Mikey and Donatello getting crushed, the Krang going after April and Splinter, but I didn't feel like nothing was going to happen to them. And then even with Leo, when he holds down the main Krang brain, because they only had like Krang 1, 2, or 3 or whatever, that he almost got lost in the portal. And even then, I was like, oh my God, he went through the portal. He's gonna get stuck. So the whole time, I felt like they could lose something. And I know people say that's just bad storytelling and this and that. I'm like, no, not really. I think that for me, and you're getting insight from me. For me, this is me talking. Other writers and everybody else may not feel the same, and that's whatever. But I like the idea of a main character or a main hero or a main crew losing a person. I like it. I love it. And my reasoning behind that is because it doesn't make sense to me that a person, a so-called hero, a so-called veteran, a so-called vigilante, you're doing all of this stuff. You're shooting people, fighting people with superpowers, fighting people from different planets, fighting demons, fighting monsters, and nobody is getting hurt. Like nobody is getting killed, nobody is dying, nobody on your team is dying. Everybody just make it through. Even this person just continuously makes it through. It doesn't make sense to me because there's no way that you're just going to go through these things. You're just going to go through these things. Hell, even at work, you work, and this ain't even a war situation. You have a group of people that don't last all the time. Through a year, you might see 1 or 2 people come in, then one person is gone. They become a part of this crew, they leave. It's just what it is. And I know it's not death, but if you're working somewhere long enough, it's like you may not ever see certain people again. But to think that you're going through all of this main character is going through all of this. All this stuff is happening and they're not losing like none of those core people, or even they don't die. It just seems weird to me. So you don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. I don't give a fuck. But it is what it is for me. And so that whole time with the Ninja Turtles, it was just always something where it was like, okay, they might lose Raph. Okay, they might lose Leo. But they go back and they have all the reasons and they keep it going. And they have all of this stuff to where the Turtles make it through it. Especially with Mikey using his mystic powers and stuff. And that kind of threw me off about this show too, with the mystic powers of all the turtles and stuff. Like, wait, what? They got powers now? Okay, wow. That was kind of interesting. But again, that I like the movie. I like the movie overall. I didn't have any kind of issue with it, other than Leo not telling Casey that that he was the one that caused the issue. And you'll find out. And so, no problem with that. I think you should watch it. It's a good watch. It's about an hour, 22 minutes or whatever. It's a good watch. So that's whatever. Now I'll move on to Prey. But here's the thing: with most of my gripes on these movies and shows, this is stuff personally from me. This is stuff personal. This is like this ain't like if I'm saying something is just bad, I'll say it's just bad. But if I'm saying I don't like something or real quick, bless God, I've heard about it. I don't have an issue with the man. I don't know him personally, so it's whatever. I've seen that basically he has and for anybody that's not on, I think this is a comment from YouTube. Someone asked me about the whole Rippaverse thing. I talked about it in my last video a little bit. So you can go check that out. Like I talked a little bit about it there on basically the Sambos and comics and how I think Blue Marvel is a Sambo, and he is. But I talked about it. I don't have an issue with Homeboy. I just to explain what you asked me real quick for right now. I think that he had a core audience from his background working for Fox and stuff like that, and he harnessed it and he ran with it. That was it. That's how I see that. I ain't mad at him. That's his business. I'll talk about, like I said, you can go to my other video, the one about Sambos and comics and stuff. I speak on it a little bit more, but yeah, that's all I got right now. So I won't lose track. So if I'm complaining about anything, the most of the stuff I complain about, it's not because the movie is outright bad, or because I'll say that the movie was outright bad. It's me talking about points that I wasn't really cool with, and so I know some of y'all gonna misunderstand because either I'm talking too fast, or you think too slow, or you just don't care and you see what you want to see, and then you're gonna run with that and say some wild shit to make you feel better. That's usually what it is. Because even I'm guaranteeing everything I'm about to say now is still going whoop, and y'all just gonna hear what you want to hear. I'll go by my title. I'm pretty sure somebody already said something on one of them about about me saying what my issue was with it. So Prey came out, the new Predator movie came out on Hulu. Now, I have been watching Predator since the 80s, since I was a little kid, 80s and 90s and stuff, since I was a little kid. And my personal favorite is part 2. That part 2 is my personal favorite. And so I'll get into that a little bit later. But the gist of Prey is back in what, 1721, with a Comanche group of Indians, and the basics. Predator comes. He's on his, he or she is, I can't tell. It was a dude. It was a dude. Because that female Yacha characters look a little different. Yachas, however you pronounce it. They look a little different, at least from the comics, from what I remember. Okay, so he's doing his little hunt, and he runs across the little Comanche girl. Now, here's the thing about Prey. Everything, like the visuals, all that was cool. The music they put to it, the visuals was good. The music that they chose for it and everything was good. The Predator was cool for the most part. I like this one because I liked it because the Predator, one of the things I did like was because they showed the Predators kind of going through the motions of their hunt. It was like, okay, there's this snake. He kills this rabbit thing or whatever. It kills the snake. Okay, I'm gonna kill you. Okay, this dog, it was a mouse thing or whatever it was. Then the wolf was going after the rabbit, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna kill you. And then the bear was like, okay, I'm gonna kill you. So the whole time the Predator's just watching. It was like, okay, who's the big dog? Who's the apex predator that I gotta get to? It's like, is it this little one? Nah, I'm not gonna mess with you. And I like that they showed that along the way. And that's always been one of my things about the Predators. Those are some of my favorite monster characters, whatever you want to call it. The Predators have always been my favorite. And if you see what I just said, you probably gonna know what my issue is in a couple of minutes. You could go from there. So the Predator's just doing his thing. He's just doing his thing, just taking out other predators and stuff because he's watching. It's like, okay, I don't have to mess with this person. I can go bust this one beside the head. Now, getting to the girl, I didn't have a problem with her because I know she was also going through her journey. But I didn't like her at first. Like, I didn't like her. I thought she was bothersome because my thing is, I agreed with the mother. It was like, you're not a hunter like that. Don't try to be something that you're not. And even though she was going through her paces, I was like, come on, man. Like you trying to go out and do something and you're not fully there yet. And it's not an issue, but don't treat everybody else like they crazy because you ain't where you want to be yet. You not we'll figure all that out later. How to be expert. We'll figure all that later. We'll get that, but it is what it is. I appreciate it either way. I really do. But we'll get that set up for something later. You can always just go to the website and get one of the books or something. But my thing was like at the start, like you trying to be this warrior and you ain't doing everything. You're not aware of everything. Now I understand that when they were going after the lion and stuff, she can't throw her axe correctly. She need to bring it. She wasn't doing all of that right and everything out the gate. She was doing good, but she even with chasing after the deer, you wasn't getting everything right. And it's like you mad at everybody else, but you can't even do everything you want to do. And this is just going through her journey. This ain't the overall picture of the young lady. This is just going through her journey. And I was like, why are you acting stupid? If this is what you do, like you know about herbs, you know about healing people. You know how beneficial that is to the crew? Like Jesus, be the healer. God, like we gotta go out and do this. We getting cut up, scarred up and everything. We need you to heal us. Now, I ain't saying you can't fight. This is me saying, this is me talking. I ain't saying you can't fight, but Jesus Christ, don't forsake that for something that you're good at. And so she's doing all that. She's going through that. And I understand even with the lion, she poked it. She poked it a little bit. But you wouldn't have made that rookie mistake where everybody had to go out, pick you up, drag you back and everything. Calm your ass down. It's like calm down. Just be what you good at and stick to that. You help find you the whole time you were like, yo, this ain't what this is. This ain't what y'all think it is. And I like that part. I like the part where she was like, hey, this isn't what y'all think it is. This isn't a regular old bear or something. My man, what's going on? And it's like, this isn't what you think it is. This isn't just a regular old bear. This ain't just lion. There's something else out there. And I did like that. And she stuck to that part. And I was like, okay, I like that. So she's going through everything and she's going and what did she do? I forgot exactly what she was going after, but I remember she goes out, sees whatever with the predator and everything. And it didn't really, I was like, okay, this is cool. Okay. She sees that, she sees the predator and she goes back. And my thing is, here's my thing. My issue was that the brother was off doing his thing, and it kind of bothered me that it was like nobody was listening to her, and maybe this is just a whole American thing, but they play this like nobody's not listening to her because she's a woman and this and that, and that was kind of like the way they were playing it, and I'm like, okay, that from my readings of Native American tribes and stuff, that's not necessarily how things went. And maybe I'm off. But I didn't really like that part where it was like, and they played it that they had to play it that way. But I would have liked to see it go a different route. And I guess they had to play it that way because, yeah, but just to throw that part in where where the other Comanche boys see her. They went out to go look for her. The brother sends them to go out to find her. They find her, and she fights one of them. And I was like, okay, like y'all couldn't play this when a predator came after them for some other reason. I'm like, okay, all right, y'all just had to throw that in there like that. I thought that was lame. I did. I thought that part was lame. I was like, this was all right, okay, but like from what I remember, and this is just from me reading because it ain't like I was there. Native Americans, especially when it came to like healer women and such and seers and stuff like that, they would listen to them. They would change everything for and get up and leave, kind of like how they showed her at the end. She was like, it's danger here, we got to get up and we got to move. Before it even got to all that, some of them be like, yo, we got to go. But I just was like, okay. And so they come across the predator there and just get mauled. And I'm like, okay, but they still popped him. They poked him, did whatever they had to do, all that stuff. Mind you, the whole time for the stuff that she was good at, and I liked how they played the things that she was good at. She excelled in this, in which is why she was able to stay alive and stuff, because she focused on what she was good at. And I felt like they kind of went that at first. They kind of went that that American style of storytelling was like, I'm a woman and I don't like, and I was like, oh god, it was like, you're gonna see me for this and that. It was like I didn't really care for that. But what I did like I said, what I did like was the fact that what she was good at from when she was talking to her mother about healing and everything and tracking, she focused on that. I kind of like Deborah. I kind of felt that way too. The only thing that really kept me was the predator, and I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. And so she's doing whatever, and it's like, okay, this is what's going to keep me. Okay, I snuck by. I cut myself loose. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. When the Europeans popped up, I was like, okay, this makes sense. Okay, they got the brother, they got this and that. They attack everybody. That was like, okay, that makes sense. All of that made sense. And then she helped the dude that spoke the same language as her. That she helped him out, and then she gave him the stuff to make him look like to bring his body temperature down and everything, so the predator couldn't see it. She noticed that he couldn't see her. All of that was fine. I was like, okay, cool. My issue was like, okay, the brother was fighting it. The brother was fighting it. And I didn't understand why. like the brother is doing the fighting. He popping in and out, he tagging him, doing some stuff, and then the predator just disappears, right? And that part didn't make sense to me, because when the predator killed the brother, it seemed forced a little bit. To me, it seemed forced. Because like he was there, and he was like, I ain't gonna make it out. And I was like, what? Like, they could at least showed him like stabbed or something. Like before it even happened, he's like, I ain't gonna make it out. Like, you didn't try to do nothing. Like, the boy was doing fine like the whole time. He was fine. He was doing fine the whole time. And I was like, they couldn't have got out of there like together or nothing and handled the rest of that. And I know it was about the girl and stuff, but they could have just like given her the lead. But building and all that other stuff. But it just seemed. See, this is when, like I was talking about, like groups dying. It wasn't that he died. It was the way they had him die. Because I didn't mind him dying. I was like, okay, everybody ain't gonna make it out of this one. Like, that's just the way it's gonna go. But it was the way they made him die. It's like he's just standing there, like, he's like, I'm not gonna make it out. Bam! I would get stabbed and get tossed. And it was like, okay. So she goes back to the spot where she gets stuck in some what's going on? What's going on, man? What's going on? What's going on? It's like she goes back to where she got stuck in quicksand earlier. And I'm just like, okay, that she gets his helmet, notices that his visor is his scope, his red dots are basically the target to wherever he's going to shoot his arrows at. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, she got this dude, she's doing whatever, she got him. Cool, all of this. She got him in the. She cut his arm off. All right, she did all this. She fighting him. Okay, and I know that to go back a little bit. I know that they had to put the part where she fought the other little Indian boy for it to make sense that to show that she could fight, because you seen her fall out the tree with the lion. She didn't get to show anything. They had to show that little part with the other Indian boy to show that she could fight. Like, okay, she can fight. Okay, we know she can fight. But the Predator thing, I was like, all right, okay, that's cool. She fought him, blah, blah, blah. But it didn't make sense to me. To me, it didn't make much sense, because at the end, the fight made sense because, okay, again, the stuff I did like, because she was sticking and moving. It's like, okay, bop, 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 bop. Okay, stick and move. I'm not like my brother. I'm not like the rest of them. I can't stand toe to toe with this thing like that. So I like that she was sticking and moving. The dog was helping. It's like I slide her to do all this stuff. That was cool. But it seemed a little weird about the visor thing. This Predator knows that I got my little crossbow thing and I'm gonna shoot you with it. But my helmet is where it goes. Did it just forget? The whole time, did the Predator just forget that its visor, its scope is wherever that thing is focused on, that's where the arrows are going to go? Did it just forget? Like it knows it doesn't have this mask on it. Now, am I missing something? It knows it. It knows that my visor, my 3 red dots is wherever my arrows are going to go. And it just raises up. It's like, blah, blah, blah. It comes up the sand like, I got your ass now. And it's like, but you don't have your visor on. Like, you know they got it got knocked off. You know it. Your face is exposed. Like, does it not work? Like, is it because he thought it was somewhere else? And if it's that far back, it's not going to work, and it'll just automatically go to where it is because it's a Bluetooth and it doesn't. Because it's a Bluetooth and it doesn't go and it doesn't work after a certain range. That didn't make sense to me. I liked her setup. I understood why she would do that and go with that. But my thing was like, yo, why didn't that didn't make sense to me? Maybe I'm missing something. But it was like you hop up and you just like, ping. It's like, and then you see that it didn't go directly at the person. Like it go bow, and you just think, okay. Like I didn't get that part. I didn't get that he knows his weapons. He knows his weapons, and he gets up, pack out, and it just goes, pew, like nothing made you say, let me move, duck, let me look around, maybe something. Like it just goes, pow, and knocks his head off. So I'm like, okay, I like that for her. For her, I like that. I like that for her. But to me, it didn't make sense. Now, again, I know I'm gonna get on Facebook or something. And y'all gonna be, well, she didn't like it. Well, they just it ain't gonna change nothing. Whatever you say, I thought it was stupid. It's gonna be, well, she just that. You don't like it because it was just that. It's gonna be everything other than what I just said. Now, all of y'all, the few people that are here, y'all heard exactly what I said I don't like. Y'all heard it. I like the character and I like her journey. And for her, whole time, she got better. Then it was like, okay, I was able to prove that I was a warrior. But I started off with this, and I knew I had a little fight in me. And I got it out. I took out something that none of the other people could take out. Cool, no problem. I don't have an issue with that. But some of the stuff just seemed a little like, it had that American stink on it. So none of that was the character. I didn't like her at first, but towards the end, I liked her because it was like, okay, you used what you could, especially after the fight. It was like, no, I don't want to see I don't want to see her. It almost seemed like that. It almost seemed like that, like they had to dumb it down. But I didn't mind. I didn't want to see her. I hate seeing certain people go head to head, like head on with certain villains and stuff. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. Like even me training, doing jujitsu and stuff. There's certain people now. Certain shorter people. Certain people could do it. Certain shorter people. I'm 6'4". Certain shorter people could hold me down and put me in certain spots, depending on what we were in. There was nothing I could do with them. Like if they put me down, there was nothing I could do. Other ones couldn't. So it depends on the person. But when I see some of this stuff, when it's always this shorter person just consistently going head to head with something bigger than them, I'm like, okay, this is wild. And it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, because there's shorter women that can hold me down and do certain things. There's shorter men that can. Then there's others that just cannot. And then there's shorter people I can't do anything with, bigger people that I can do things with. And so it just all depends on each person. But when I'm looking at a movie and all of it is always just head to head to head to head to head, I was like, man. But I like that it showed that she evolved and she used what she was good at. Even when she got the European guy, I like how she ran up on him. Like, okay, if I'm gonna do whatever, I'm gonna run up on him real quick, bust him upside his head, and poison him or whatever. And because I can't stand here and fight this dude like that. I did like that. That's true too. But what I'll stick to what I'm saying. And so I did like that part and stuff. But I was just like, okay. So my biggest issue, but overall it was cool. It wasn't like I didn't feel like I hated it. But I didn't feel like it was better than. Here's the thing. Nothing about the setting was bad to me. It wasn't nothing about they had this new Predator movie came out Friday. It's called Prey on Hulu. The setting didn't bother me. None of that bothered me. I like how, and it just could be me. I don't know nothing about it. I've only read a little bit about it, and from what I've seen, and being out west, like all up in Southern California, there's a lot of Indian tribes and stuff like that, and hell, even out here in Wisconsin, there's a lot of them. What I've seen, I like how that was shown. I didn't mind overall. I didn't mind the girl. It wasn't anything like it wasn't like I hated her or nothing like that. The pacing was the usual Predator film and stuff. None of that was the issue. Now, for me, the issue is, and it's always the issue with a Predator movie. And if you paid attention to why the one I said was my favorite, you'll understand why. I appreciate that. I try to be. The issue is that I like the Predator movies. Like I said, 2 is my favorite, and my reason is because the Predator got out. Like, my God. Like, I look at these movies, and I'm like, you guys, this is the reason why I didn't mind this one is because they named it Prey, and it wasn't Predator. Like, I like that. Don't name something Predator, and then the character just gets mauled all the time. That bothers the fuck out of me. Like I'm like, how is it that this character that doesn't bother, for the most part, doesn't bother anybody that's not harmful, only comes down and do his hunt and bothers other people that he feels is somewhere around his level or could be some type of threat. He or she, but they haven't made a female one. I don't think. Yeah, could be wrong. Y'all tell me. You tell me everything, so y'all will correct me. And I'm like, this character, because I remember watching the first one, I was like, oh man, I hope this character. Oh God, dang, Arnold about to kill this thing. Oh well. Oh dang. All right. And then 2, it got away, and I was like, okay, cool, no problem. If I remember correctly, 2, it got away. I was young, I could be wrong, but that was that. And then Alien versus Predator. The first one, I went to the movie theater to see Alien versus Predator, And I'm gonna tell you, I was in the first couple of minutes, I was like, oh God, it's 3 predators. Yeah, they're gonna tear some alien ass up. It went from 3 to 1 in like 4 seconds. And I was like, what? What am I? Why? Why did I pay for this? Like the whole time. I was like, no, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. And this is my personal gripe. So my personal gripe and why I have an issue with the movie is just that the predator got murdered. That's it. Like that's my biggest gripe. Is like the predator got murdered. And I was like, in 2, it made it. I was like, okay, cool. And I still like, out of all the people that dealt with the predator, I still feel like Sanaa Lathan's character was my favorite on dealing with the predator, because it was like she earned the predator's respect. Not I killed it and this and that and blah 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 blah. She earned the predator's respect, and it was like, you helped me. I watched you fight. You got me through this hunt. I made it out. The bad thing about it is that he had the little alien baby pop out his gut, and I was like, what the Jesus Christ? And so the predators never make it out. And if there was one that made it out, y'all will tell me, because maybe I'm missing something and I don't remember something. And I'm just like, okay, that one made it out in the 1 on 2. Those are my favorites, because the Predators made it out, because the Predators are my favorite movie. Well, outside of the werewolf, they're one of my favorites. And my thing is, like, the Predators, I go into these movies, I'm like, okay, hopefully the Predator gonna kill some folks, they're gonna make it out, but that's not how it works. And I'm like, I can't. And I watch him because I like the character, but Jesus Christ, like, how is this thing? How do they, like, what makes them feel like they are some type of top-notch predators? Because after a while, it's like they're gonna kill some folks. In my mind, I feel like it doesn't build on them being a real threat. Because in the end, you know they're gonna get murdered. Like, you know they're gonna get mauled by whoever this main character is. I have seen her in the comics and stuff too. But I'm like, what? And I was thinking about, like, other horror movie, like the Jasons, the other stuff. It's like people kill them, but they don't ever really, like, kill them. Or, like, even with Halloween, like, they do whatever with Michael, and they just blatantly show Michael coming back. It's like, yo, I'm coming back. I ain't really dead. I'm not whatever. I'm here. And so I'm like, okay. And I feel like the Predators get kind of raw dealed. And I guess it's because there's so many of them. Kind of like with the aliens, you can knock them off, and it's a whole race of them, and they just keep coming back, and they keep coming back, and they keep coming back. But my thing is, it's like, yo, let's build something on these characters or something. Let them run through some people. Let's make a Predator movie about the Predators. Like, let them run through some stuff and do three of them. So let them just wreck shop the first 2 movies, and then they get mauled and killed in the third or something. Like, oh, that Predator had a good run. It's like something like that. But this whole thing where it's like they just get mauled all the time. It's like, yo, what? Jesus. I want to see them kill the main character. Or not even kill him. Not even if they don't even kill the main character. Like this Predator goes off, she makes it through, and she steals his mask. Like, I was almost thinking, like, okay, she gonna steal a mask, and the Predator gonna live, and it's gonna be something where they have this back and forth with the 2 of them or something. I would love to see something like that, to where it's like the Predator gets his mask taken. She was like, yo, we got to get up out of here. This thing got up out of here, killed some more people. This is the mask. I injured it. And she take his arm and the mask home, and the Predator got away. And the Predator has to heal up, come back with 1 arm or something, and comes after her and her people again. And then it makes it out, or it dies in the second movie, or it comes back, and they have to go 3 movies with it. Like, I would like to see something like that. But it's like, I remember, like, watching the Predator. I was like, okay, this thing, even when I was a child, I was like, okay, this thing is creepy. But he got beat up. Okay, he did what everybody died. Second one made it through. Then I watched the other ones, and I was like, okay, this thing always gets murdered. Like, it always gets killed. And then when I found out that there's species that goes out and hunts, it's a rite of passage. All of this other stuff. And it's like, then you find out that in the comics and some other stuff, it's like, okay, they go and hunt the aliens and they kill them and all this other stuff and blah, 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 blah. They go kill the aliens and it's a rite of passage for them to get through the aliens. They knock the aliens' heads around and stuff. Exactly. And so the Predator has to deal with some other ones coming after him while he's going after her. All this, like, all of that would make sense to me, and it would build on something. But this consistent just coming in, he comes in, gets mauled, flies away. I'm like, and they just go on. It's like, this doesn't build anything for the Predators, for me, to me at least. And it's like, you go and you do that, and then he has the we keep going from there. I kind of lost track. So, that didn't I know she had that. It just did. It was like, it just seemed like towards the end, it just didn't. Like I said, the only thing that didn't make sense to me was the masks thing. I was like, this alien has all this technology, and he knows how to use it. Like but did he just forget? Like, how that work? I don't forget that. Even while I'm training, I don't forget that, hey man, I ain't too good with doing certain things. I'm not the best with arm bars. So I know if I go for this and something don't happen, it's not gonna be. It didn't seem. I was like, that didn't make sense. And he's seen it. It didn't go like pew. It just pop. And I'm like, all right, y'all. So like that didn't make sense. That's the part that didn't make sense to me. But yeah, my main gripe is just that I'm like, okay, Predators, I want Predator movies. That's what somebody else just said, that they had to dumb the Predator. They had to dumb the Predator down. Somebody else just said that. And I and I felt like the Predator was doing fine the whole time, but it was just that whole part. That was the part at the end. I was like, whoa, wait, what? And I was watching, I was like, this how they gonna do that? Like that like he don't know what. Okay, but it's not. It's for me personally. It's not like it wasn't like that movie was. I didn't think it was the worst thing ever or anything like that. It was cool. It was cool for what it was. I'm not. It's, like I said, y'all being cool. Like, I understand what y'all say, and y'all being cool. So this is my YouTube comments. Y'all being cool. Like, but I'm telling you, I'm gonna go over on Facebook, and it's gonna be everything other than what I said. Y'all hear what I'm saying? All of y'all hear exactly what I'm saying. I didn't say anything about I didn't say nothing about anything other than at the beginning I didn't like her because she was trying, and this isn't through the whole movie. I liked her in the end because she was trying to do something that she wasn't good at, and it was causing issues for herself and for everybody else too. And she wasn't quite there with yet. And it's like, okay, you getting everybody else in a situation where they can get messed up because you being hard-headed. But that was the beginning of her journey. Just like the Predator. The Predator is doing certain things and going after people. Then he get bit by a wolf. It's like the wolf is bit him in the leg. Like, God damn, like you got me. And so he's going through his little journey too. They're both simultaneously going through their warrior journey. So I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. In the end, I like the girl. They didn't keep it going and stuff. But I'm just like, that was my biggest issue is just I know, huh? that's what's gonna have to happen sooner or later. It's just the fact that the Predator didn't live. Like that's just my personal gripe. The movie, like overall, the production, everything on the movie, it was fine. None of it, I was like, oh my God, this is bad. The special effects is bad. The Predator looks terrible. None of that stuff. The music is horrible. All that. None of that. It's just my own personal issue that I have. And I have it with most Predator movies. Because I know I'm going in and I like the Predators. I like the Predators. And I'm like, like recently, even with the Halloween movies. That's what recently got me into into them. Like I didn't like slasher films, but they started explaining a little bit more. But what I liked was the fact that in the last few ones, they aren't the greatest thing ever. They basic as fuck. But I like the fact that Michael is just going through washing people. Like I like that. I like that this big scary person, he's even thinking. It's like it shows that the person thinks like, okay, I ain't just gonna run up on everybody. I'm gonna sneak around. I'm gonna sneak up on some folks. I'm gonna do whatever. If they don't jump me and kill me in a certain way, I'm just gonna kill all of them because they stupid as hell. And it's like, and then even at the end of the last one, when he got folks, it was like, y'all gonna jump me? All right, so I'm just gonna have to murder all of y'all. And I enjoyed that because it's like it's this big supernatural person doing all of this stuff that and y'all gonna play games with him. Like, and it's like he knows his limits and he knows what not to do. Some of it wasn't believable, some of it just wasn't. But I'll talk about all that later. But the thing of it is just a big person that's going around stabbing and poking people. And so that was kind of my issues with the Predator. It's like it's this big thing that's running around killing people and got all this high tech and stuff. And somehow it always gets reduced to nothing. And it's like, what? Like, and maybe the Predator's main flaw is that it's a hunter and this is what it is going to prove itself. And it got the big head like, yo, I gotta fight this motherfucker head up. I got to. This is gonna prove that I'm the baddest Predator on the block. Maybe that's the Predator's downfall. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's that. But that was my main issue. It wasn't like the movie's terrible. It wasn't that she couldn't think, because her ideas, like as far as with taking the mask and setting it up that way, that made sense on her part. On her part, it made sense. The Predator ain't the Predator no more. They might as well just take that off. You ain't the Predator. You ain't the Predator. God, you just a warrior looking for a fight. You Ryu. Like, it made sense on her part. Like, okay, I see this. Okay, take it. And that's what I liked about her. Like, it was like, okay, I see that. That makes sense. Like, I would do that. I'm like, okay, it does that. I'm gonna put it here. Maybe I can get it to shoot itself. I would do something like that because I'm like, it may work. But on his part, I'm like, yo, like, my dude, like, you know that if you shoot this, like, on my part, like if I was her, I would take the mask, do the same thing, set it up like, okay, if it shoot, hopefully it'll shoot sooner or later, and it'll just pop it. I can get it to shoot itself. That's on her part. I understand that. I understand that from her side, her point of view. Now, on me, being a Predator, I'm like, yo, okay, this motherfucker done cut my arm off, done got away from my shield, done jacked my leg up, almost drowned me in this sloshy mess, this mud and stuff. I'm gonna kill this. I'm gonna kill her. I'm knocking this person's head off, clean off. I'm taking it off. And so I hop up out the set. I'm like, wait, and I'm about to shoot him, but I'm like, even like I don't have my mask, so that does it work? Like, how does it work? I'm like, if I shoot this, it's not going to work correctly because it's connected to my mask. That's not going to work. So if I do that, it's not even going to work correctly. I didn't turn nothing off to be like, okay, manual mode or anything like that. I didn't do anything. So even if I shoot it, it's going to go off somewhere else. Like, that's my gripe. That's it. That's my main gripe, y'all. So again, I ain't about to argue with nobody about it. It is what it is what I saw. So yeah, nothing like this movie was the worst. I didn't feel like that, but it was just that part. I'm like, wow, that didn't make much sense to me. But everything else, like everything, it was cool. It was a regular. It wasn't. Oh my god! For me, it wasn't, because I've seen this movie since the 80s. Like, again, also I've seen this movie since the 80s. It was a fresh take for the most part, but it wasn't like what would have been mine. What it would have for me. It would have been, oh my god, if we went it back to what I just said. If the Predator made it through, but she and the Predator left, or she blew its ship up and she knew it was out there and it got away and it showed itself healing itself, and she's like, yo, I gotta go hunt this motherfucker. I gotta go find it. I would have been like, holy crap. The Predator killed who he, and like if his focus was like to kill the brother or something, and he killed the brother, was gone, and then she had to go after it. Oh my goodness. Then I would have been like, this is, oh my God. I'm like, oh, this movie is amazing. I would have took it that way, where it's like she had to go after it because it killed her brother, or it went through and killed her whole village, or like one of the main other people in the village, but like it killed her brother. The brother wounded it, but it did enough to where it made it, and the Predator sends back some type of confirmation that it killed like the main predator. The other predator's like, yeah, you did your thing. You were bad. We're gonna send you some new weapons. We're gonna heal you. All this stuff. But it shows that she's coming after it, and it's like, yo, you gotta go deal with her too. That I would have been like, oh my God, this was so amazing. But I've seen this before. Like I've seen this. We've seen this on every other movie. We've seen it with every other Predator movie. It was fresh. It was different. That was cool. But we've seen it. Like I've seen that. But what we haven't seen is like a Predator. And maybe I'm missing something. But what we haven't seen is a Predator make it. And they keep making movies about this one Predator showing, yo, we are warriors. We can make it through this mess. And I'm gonna heal up and I'm gonna come back and I'll deal with you again. I'll fight you again. This is what me and my Gaucho was. This is what we do. We fight. We get our head bust. I killed your brother. He was the main warrior in your crew. I took him out. I'll come deal with you. She like, I'm gonna deal with you too. And they have this whole face off through like 2 or 3 movies or something. Oh man, that would have been like, oh my God. But that's not what happened. So it is what it is. It wasn't like the let me see. Damn. I ain't mad at that. I ain't even mad at you. That's funny though. That's funny. Yeah, it didn't. That is, Arnold was talking wild. There's all kind of lines and stuff in that movie. People be saying Arnold was a damn fool in that movie though. So yeah, that was it. I was like, okay, and the whole time I was like, man, oh, the Predator gonna get murdered. The Predator gonna get murked. The Predator gonna get murked. I seen this. I know where this is going. It's gonna get murked. So that was my issue. Everything else, I like. And maybe they can make it where they did another one and some other ones came after. That's all well and good, but even then, it doesn't have the same impact. Let's have one Predator make it through. Let's have one Predator, because after a while, it's like, they just here for this human to get some stripes. Let this Predator make it through and make it to where this Predator, not some Predator to get mauled by an alien and then it come back as a alien Predator hybrid. Oh, God. I was pissed off at that. You got 3 of them. 3 Predators. 3! Went down to 1 in like 4 seconds. Oh, Alien vs. Predator pissed me off, and I paid for that shit. I was like, oh God. But again, so as far as we talking about, like going back to what I was talking about, as far as people dealing with the Predator, Sanaa Lathan was the best because she earned the Predator's respect. She helped it. They fought together, all that stuff. I was like, okay, that was the best because she earned the Warriors' respect. I was like, okay, cool. But I was cool with that. And so it is what it is. That's what I got. That's what I got. I ain't gonna keep going on because I'll go in circles. I have to talk about like the Halloween movies because horror movies are my favorite genre. I can start talking more about horror movies. I need to start doing that, and I got more horror movies to talk about and stuff. But I may start doing that. Just start getting up there and talking about horror movies and shit because I love some horror movies. Yeah, any type of style. I don't like regular human slasher movies. That's not really my thing. I don't really want to watch a human run around just poking people. It's like, oh God. You gotta be some type of weird science, spiritual, supernatural stuff behind it. But I don't want to. Hellraiser was my favorite. Hellraiser thing. Those are a few of my favorite ones. But I watch some other stuff here and there. I still haven't seen Nope, so I gotta talk about that too. But I'm going to get on either tonight or tomorrow or something. I'll watch Sandman and see what's going on with that and everything. So we'll see what's happening with that. But I took up enough of y'all time. Thanks for kicking it with me and all that good stuff. And if you have not already, go to akachicomics.com. Get Void Beast 1 through 3. We'll get 4 up there soon. I didn't do a Kickstarter for 4. I should have, but I didn't. I didn't want to do one for this one, and I wanted to get it out to the people at DreamCon as quick as I can. And then we still got the free copies of Souls of Chaos you can get on there. That is my Demon Slayer ode to Berserk and stuff. And the thing about it is we haven't even fully went all the way in it yet, so it's a good starting point. Only got 2 chapters out. Working on 3 right now, and then the Extraordinary Messiah, chapter 1 and 2 is up there. We'll get 3 done and stuff. Again, Extraordinary Messiah. The good thing about that was that it's current, and it's not current, but it's in a timeline with younger kids. It's not too far off. It's still some superhero stuff. The good thing is I can add current events and all kind of other stuff into the Extraordinary Messiah that I couldn't add in the Void Beast and Souls of Chaos because that's not the story that's going to go on. The Souls of Chaos, you're going to see a lot of the stuff that I talk about now. Like the Extraordinary Messiah, I get to focus on having fun with them, putting them in silly situations, and I can use stuff that I see on the internet and everything now and make it relevant to that story and put it in there and have more fun with it and put Andre and them into some serious situations. Void Beast is my he's a Void Beast. TJ is my over-the-top character. Like, I'm just telling y'all now. Like, the stuff that you see TJ do, my inspiration for TJ is stuff like is like the Dragon Balls, the Full Metal Alchemist, stuff like that. Just the over the topness about TJ, because he's just going to be able to change and do all kinds of stuff. And I felt like that was needed with a manga character, with black manga characters, because most of them just kind of like, and then they go wherever, and then they don't do anything. I felt like it was needed, and I felt like I needed a character that could just be over the top. They could hang with all the other over the top people, with the Luffy's, the other stuff, all that type of stuff. So that's what Void Beast is. In Souls of Chaos, like I said, that one you're going to see more of that. What I talk about, like certain people, appreciate that. It's working time. It's in that these characters are going to get put through it. On Souls of Chaos, these characters are going to, Thema and the people in her crew, they're going to get put through it. Like all of them. I don't care how people take it. I don't do what that don't make no sense. Just like everybody else, you watch all this other stuff, you're gonna watch and read that too. And if you don't, you don't have to. You just keep it moving. But yeah, I want her to go through it. Like I said, Berserk is my favorite manga and anime, and you'll see some touches of that in Souls of Chaos. But either way, I appreciate y'all kicking it with me and all that good stuff. I'll probably be back 2 times this next week or something. And so if you have not, go to akachicomics.com again. Let me know what you all would like me to hear from me next time and stuff, because I'll probably just talk about whatever I see, probably Sandman and everything. But I'll get some other stuff going and everything too. So thanks for hollering and chilling with me and stuff for the folks that wait. Oh, no. I was about to go, but there's no way. Like, my chair just slid down. Like, I bought this chair and it keeps going down. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this thing fixed or something. So if y'all see me start at one point and I go down, it's my chair. But no. I'm not being heavy-handed with a lot of that. Yeah, I am blackety black dude. But I haven't watched Nope yet. But I didn't want to make TJ and none of the other characters too heavy-handed, because it's life. For me, it's life. It's just what they're gonna go through, and I'm telling it so that you can see things through a black character's perspective and for the world to watch and read. I didn't want him. No, none of my characters will be that. None of them will be that. TJ's outfit was something that it started with. Before I get out of here, I'll answer this question. It started with My man Mike Tony did it. We had him in like a red color at first, and he had that type of design. He put that in there, and then we had, because this was in the beginning of me getting TJ done and getting everything done with him. Then we went to Cortland Ellis, Mike Tony, Cortland Ellis, both amazing artists. I love them dudes. They've been nothing but helpful all throughout the years and stuff. And then Cortland improved on that design. Cortland improved on it, and then my man Francis, he just took it and ran with it, and Francis added on even more to it. So it was, but I didn't really. I'm gonna be honest with. A lot of people say, and this is something I might have to talk about later. A lot of people talk about like having this and that with the artists, and artists will be like, "Well, I need you to explain, and I need you to like listen to me. If I come to you, if I come to an artist and I say, hey, do this, for the most part, it's like if I say do such and such with this character, I want the artist to put their spin on it, because I come to artists because of what they do individually. I don't have this whole if you draw it out and give it to me, as long as I say, okay, the character is black or so, and the character is a thicker build person, or the character is a white person, or it's an Asian person, or it's whatever, or it's supposed to be an alien, or as long as you keep it in that, we can go. But I don't fight too much about what the artists come up with, because I like to see what the artists come up with, because I come to you for that reason. I don't want to come and tell you everything, because you're an artist. Do your thing, as long as it's even close. And that's just me. I just want you to go do your thing, go crazy, as long as we keep the small little points, because I don't have a bunch of details in my head. I'm a big picture person, but I got boom, 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 boom. I need this person that's better than me to handle all of that. So the artist came up with everything for TJ. So to answer your question, the artist came up with everything for TJ, and then they just went from there, and I took it and ran with it. I just took it and ran with it. I've never had a problem with most of the stuff that artists have come up with. I like what these artists do. I come to them and I'm gonna give you my money because I need you to do what you do, and I respect what you do. Yeah, like let me see, what was that? My female characters, I like them too. They are cool. I like them, especially Thema. Thema is my favorite one so far. Thema and Denise. Those are my two female characters that I love most. And then Renee is creeping up on me too. But because she's Andre's friend. She's the voice of reason in the crew on The Extraordinary Messiah. So I like Renee. But Thema, I like her because she I feel like she's more of myself than any other character. I'll see about doing that with TJ. I feel like I can put more myself in her. Like people will say, "Oh, that guy is you," talking about like Dessalines because of his hair and some other stuff. It's like, no, not really. If there's a character that was more of me, it would be Thema. Like if and just the things I'm gonna put her through is like, ugh. And so it's gonna be cool with her. But I like that. Yeah. Incorporating John Henry was something that I had to do. I like that, and I wanted him to be the inspiration for TJ's weapon. So you seen that. But I didn't want to be no heavy-handed and stuff. It's just, it is what it is. This is what the story was. Let's keep it moving. I can put my heroes in without it being wild, and you'll see that even in The Extraordinary Messiah. I can put my black heroes in without it being crazy and be like, you need to. No, I'm gonna respect them in the way that I would, in the way I see them. So you'll see it in the other stories too. Even Andre's last name is from Marcus Garvey. His middle name was Mosiah. So that's where I got that from. I can do that. I've talked about it before, but I can do that on another live with Find an Artist. I can do more renders of TJ. Good. I'm glad you caught that. That was on purpose. So that's part of my whole thing with The Extraordinary Messiah. I can do all that with those characters, and you're going to see more stuff like that in The Extraordinary Messiah, because it's just I can talk about current culture with that story. like everything else I can't do that with. So whether it's a short, whether it's a whole book, I can add that into Andre's story and stuff. Yeah, I didn't have to go back with like the John Henry thing. Like I said, I just wanted to add that in there because I was like, yeah, that's one of my favorite. He was one of my favorite Black American like folklore characters, and I wanted to add him in there. And I've had that written like years ago. I was just glad to finally get it out to where y'all could see it and stuff. But it was really cool. And I'll get the super chat thing going later. Maybe because I'm using StreamYard, it don't work. I don't know, but there's always I can add my Cash App or something like that or whatever later. And again, for y'all that was talking about that, I greatly appreciate it. It's refreshing because usually I just run into it seemed like it was cool, but I appreciate it, even the thought of it. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's what I got going on. I can do another video about finding artists. I probably won't do too long, but I'll still be alive on that. Nah, I don't want that. I don't want like that's something I can go into later. And I can talk about, but I'm not one bit concerned like doing anything with like Hollywood stuff like that. If I did, I would sell it and I would go on by my way, and they would do whatever about with it, and I'd move on with it. I would do that, but I don't want to deal with. I don't want to be up in none of that. But I'll talk about that. That's another live too. Oh man, I don't. We'll get the bless God. I'll get into all that too. I'll keep that. I'll get to that too. But tonight I'm gonna end it here. I gotta go kick it with my people and stuff, see what's going on with my daughters and stuff like that. Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah. I'll get into all of that later. I'll get into because that's a whole nother hour or something. And I ain't gonna go on too long because I bless God, you'll have me ranting and raving about all that stuff. But I'll do it. I'll save that for something later. You gave me an idea to talk about something later throughout, probably the middle of next week or something if I'm not busy or anything. But I'll try to be back next Sunday and keep it Roseby B1. I'm gonna get into that too. A lot of it I'm not with. A lot of it I don't agree with, and I'll tell you the stuff that I do agree with and what I don't agree with. But I'll make a live dedicated to that. But just to answer your question, a lot of it I don't like. A lot of it I just don't, and I think it's a little heavy-handed because it's always been there. It's always been there, but now it's blatant and heavy-handed. It's like people are like, yo, you going to listen to this, and this is what I'm going to put. Now you don't have to read it. I don't either, but or look at it. I ain't mad at that. But a lot of it is heavy-handed now. So that's how I see it. And I'm like I said, I got two other things that I'll go into. You asked me about the politics and comics, and then the whole like BLM stuff and everything. And I got my own thoughts and stuff about all that mess. But yeah, I will holler at y'all later. Go to akachicomics.com, get all of that stuff. Save your questions, and you can put them up under the video. I'll read them. I'll get on some of this other stuff later, and we can definitely talk about all that. But I'm going to holler at y'all later. Thank you for kicking it with me. All that good stuff. akachicomics.com. Peace.